Yes, guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the Premier League Piss Take, the greatest show on planet Earth, apparently. Especially now Gasworks is dead. We can steal that tagline, I think.
According to the YouTube criticism guide of 2021.
Yeah, and the Radio Times. They voted us as the greatest ever
World's
show.
Best Show award was handed over.
Yeah, we've only been out here 2 weeks as well.
Via Zoom, but you take it.
Yeah, you take it. You take whatever you can get these days. You take whatever you can get these days. And talking about that, we have got loads for you lot these days. This day, today. Right now, we will be talking about West Bromwich Albion against Crystal Palace. Willie Zaha.
Don't know, you tell me.
Christian Benteke, absolutely well amongst the goals. West Ham United 1, Manchester United 3. Chelsea beat Leeds United, and of course we'll be looking at the North London derby as well as Jose Mourinho comes out on top against Arsenal again. Does he ever not beat Arsenal?
No, absolutely not. 2 times in I think 21 games against him he's lost.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on.
How are you feeling, Joe?
I'm feeling great. Man United have won. Yeah, I mean Leeds have lost. That's the only way I can frame that game. Chelsea won, which I didn't want, but Leeds did lose, so that's great. Arsenal. We've done them! We started this show, we've got the weekly Farsenal coming up, but since we started the show, and I said it last week, and I've got the distinct pleasure of saying it again this week, Adam, since we started this show, they have not won a league game.
I had to take my hat off.
It is a
out
symphony.
of respect.
Take your hat off out of respect for the final nail in the coffin of Arsenal Gunnosaurus FC.
I hope it's not the end of Arteta, because it's so good to watch.
It's beautiful. It's brilliant. First up then, Crystal Palace versus your neck of the woods, West Brom. You could probably hear the boos and the crying from the Hawthorns, couldn't you? Mate. Oh, I'm sure you could. How far do you live from the Hawthorns?
I am from.
No, answer this question.
I live outside Old Trafford.
How
mate.
far?
You see, underneath the Trinity statue, that is where you will find
That little pile of
me.
feces,
that's
where you live.
That's
mine. Adam's poopy plops.
I don't live far from the West Bromwich Albion ground, but they're not my local team.
No.
Can't stand them.
Can't stand them. Hates them.
And I used to play a lot of football when I played ball. I'm a baller, don't you know? When I used to ball, I used to play a lot of football, and we used to come up against people from that area.
Baggy bellend bastards, mate.
Not great people.
5-1, they lost to Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace in one game scoring half as many goals as Arsenal have scored all season. You know it's bad, and no offence to the lad, when Christian Benteke gets a brace, it's game over.
And you know
he
what
scores 2 goals every year.
He scored like 2 goals in 100 games for them, and it's incredible because he was once absolutely flying in the Premier League. And what I love is he scored his first goal in like years, and he did his
LeBron James, I've got this on lock celebration.
What's that? What is that? Is he breaking sticks on his knees?
No, he's like pushing it down, the pressure down. I don't really know, but LeBron James did it. He done it. Maybe we can get a picture of LeBron James doing it. There you go. West Brom are actually in the game, funnily enough. There was a red card. Conor Gallagher got an equaliser after 30 minutes. But let's be honest, West Brom, they've not been good.
Was it a red card? I feel it was harsh.
I think it was harsh.
I feel he went to be a bit naughty. Thought otherwise.
Cheeky
didn't
boy.
fully commit to being naughty. And here, have a look, Joe.
Obviously,
for the people at home, we're not
get
going
a
to be able
couple
to
of
show
stills.
you.
You get a couple of pictures of it.
His legs did straighten out.
Do you know what it reminds me of?
But it reminds me of Maguire.
Harry Maguire against Chelsea, wasn't it?
So should he have stayed on the pitch or should Maguire have been sent off?
I think neither.
So he should have been sent off and Maguire should... So you're happy with everything the way it is?
Both, actually. Not a red card for me. He just goes, oop. He just goes, boop. You're allowed to just go give someone a little boop with your studs, surely.
And I mean, it obviously clearly hurt a little bit. He might have skimmed his tackle. You know, the worst thing... Have you ever played in football? You bring the ball down on your chest, it comes up, kill the ball dead on your chest, drops down to your feet. On the way down, skims your tickle. The skimming is the worst than if it just...
I don't know. When you get a big plopper straight on the old boys, the old ball and chain.
Yeah.
I don't think I like that any much better, to be honest with you.
But the skimming is the worst because you think you got away with it, and then you're
skimming stones.
Oh, that did actually catch me.
Yeah, and it's that slow onset.
Yeah.
It's like rapid protection.
And I think that's what happened there. So maybe he did deserve to get sent off.
Maybe he did.
Maybe he did.
You can't skim someone's bollocks with your studs these days. Off.
What did you make of Zaha's performance?
He's good. I
Nicked
like
the
him.
goal off easy.
Yeah, he's one of those players. I just think last 12 months, what people do with Zaha, when he's bad for months at a time, which he can be, people don't talk about him. And then when he's good for 6 games in a row, which again he can be, people go, oh, United should have never sold him, you're idiots, aren't you? Look at him over the last 18 months, he's not been great. And I think he's a good player, but, he's inconsistent. And as are so many players at that level, where you're a great player for a mid-table team, but you can't push on to those top teams like we tried with him at United, because you can't have 12 months off.
I disagree a little bit with that. I don't think he was ever given a fair chance at Manchester United. He also came into Manchester United when we probably had the worst manager we've ever had. So I do feel a little bit sorry for him. And whilst I agree with you, he's not the most consistent player, I think a large part of that isn't down to him, because his performances will be consistent. He's probably the one consistent thing at Crystal Palace. The problem is the rest of the team isn't. Now, he's probably not that quality of player where he's going to be able to just drag them to top 4 or anything like that. But I still think he's a very, very good player. Moving on to West Ham, 1, Manchester United, 3, and a second half inspired performance. Yet again, Jekyll and Hyde are Manchester United.
We gave him a Jekyll and Hyde in, mate, more like.
Did we?
I don't know.
We were a little bit weird, weren't we?
Yeah, we were really weird. First half, awful, as it has been. But then at this point, we should be watching that first half going, you know what? Arms behind the head like that. Wait till you see this second half, lads. Because it's happened again. 10 games United play this season. In 8 of them, we've been behind. Now, obviously, 6 of them we've ended up winning. Some of them we've not ended up winning. But the last 5 away games in a row, we've been behind. We've come back to win. You got to expect it. You got to love it.
And what a goal it was to get us back underway as well. Paul Pogba, superb strike, cupping his ear to the critics as well. And it was great to see him scoring. I don't think the team was great in the first half at all. I don't think any player covered themselves in glory. But if there was someone that was trying to force the play, it was Paul Pogba in that first half. He was trying to make things happen. Now, they didn't particularly come off, and he didn't look good because of it. But in the second half, he had someone to work off, someone up there in Bruno Fernandes. Oh. Obviously, they had the runners in Rashford and Greenwood, and it worked.
Fair play. But yeah, it's a goal. We know it's a goal. David Moyes, don't worry about the touchlines. It's a goal.
We scored 2 more after that anyway.
We would have scored them anyway. It's not like that first goal's all important, is it?
So come on, David Moyes.
Daylight, David Moyes.
Oh, I used to really sing that.
I did as well. On David Moyes. I used to sing it in the mirror at home, real deep style like that. I play love for boys.
You sound like that guy, that guy that does the voiceovers on like X Factor and stuff.
Boys.
The substitutions were right by Ali.
Would you swap everything in your life for Bruno Fernandes' skills? Would you trade it all in for Bruno's legs and head and teeth?
No.
Would you not?
No.
He's the best though. Come on, he came on and made 8 chances in one half.
He needs those teeth and legs, and if he doesn't have them, we're fucked.
Yeah, you get to play instead of him.
Oh,
you
that's
play
the
for
case,
Man United.
yeah.
Yeah, you trade it all in.
I thought you meant like he just gives me them, has mine, and then
no, you
he's
don't
still
just
in the
get
same
his legs.
position.
It's not like a.
Like I've got his teeth and legs here.
No, it's not memorabilia.
Oh.
It's like you have ownership of his traits and qualities, but you have to trade in.
But
the
I actually
family,
think
the friends, the jumper.
And this is a big statement to everybody at United. And hear me out before you react to what I'm going to say.
I can't promise I'll do that.
Bruno Fernandes may not particularly be the most talented player in terms of, like, in the world. But it's his sheer determination, his will to win, that gets him there. Obviously, he has quality. And you see some of his passing, some of his shooting is up there. But I think a large part of what makes Bruno Fernandes is his drive, is his heart, is his desire. So if I took his legs and I took his teeth,
you still have your
I wouldn't
shit
have his
head.
heart.
You still have your shit heart and head.
Or his arse.
And your blood pressure as well.
Yeah.
Which is through the bastard roof.
So,
yeah. Bruno, but I would say, though, that those qualities that you described as not being talent, the heart, the determination, the hunger, the will to win, the professionalism, the turning up, all that, I would call those things talent.
Of course.
Because not everyone is blessed with those things.
Of course.
And you can learn them to a certain extent, but I think, if you gave those traits and qualities to a lot of more talented players, they'd be some of the best players in the world. But having that is a talent unto itself, I would say. But he was brilliant again, wasn't he? He should have got 2 assists. That ball through to Rashford was
8
fantastic.
chances he created in that second half.
Is that almost too many, Adam? At some point, we should say to him, Bruno,
save
stop.
some.
Pass it backwards. You've only got so many to use, and you're using them all up in one game.
And then he went and started threatening Marcus Rashford.
Well,
now, this is where we will be drawing the line, Bruno Fernandes. Yeah. We won't be going round threatening Marcus Rashford, okay?
Workplace bullying.
It is workplace bullying. And I think we should get onto HR. I've already given a call to United. They're going to call me back. And we're going to put a report in.
I consider chances created to be the same as how Donald Trump considers heartbeats. He thinks that in your life, you only have so many heartbeats. So if you waste them on things like exercise, lovemaking, you're going to die younger. What he does is lead a sedentary lifestyle. I think the same with Bruno Fernandes. He's only got so many chances in him. And if he's wasting them when we're already 3-1 up, it's a disgrace. You use 2 chances in a game, we score, we win 2-0, that's it.
Job done.
No more chances, Bruno, and that's your last chance.
And before we move on, how good was Mason's goal?
Oh, Bergkamp-esque.
I thought his first touch, watching it live, was a hefty touch. I've watched it back over and over and over again.
Little dummy.
Better than Bergkamp.
Brilliant goal.
Is what I would say.
He sort of takes it one way, almost dummies it with his, like...
His body goes that way,
yeah.
His foot goes that way, the ball goes that way.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that later on today. Also, did you see Bruno Fernandes' celebration? He's all of us, mate.
Let's have a look.
Roll VT.
Keep an eye out for Tellez as well.
Which one's Tellez?
On the left-hand side, mate! Do you know what? I like that. I do like seeing these sorts of things, but there's also part of me that thinks, oh, a football team celebrated when they scored a goal. Shock horror. Like, do you not expect Bruno Fernandes to be excited when United score?
And it's one of the things that I love about a lot of these players in our team. I like strikers that are greedy for goals. I love it. I love when people are greedy for goals. But I also love seeing Martial happy when Rashford scores, Rashford happy when Martial scores, etc. Because it shows that they only want to win. Remember with Herrera on the bench beating fuck out of the thing? Like, I love shit like that.
It's called mother fricking teamwork is what it's called.
And it's called mother fricking being a fan.
Let's move on to Chelsea versus Leeds. You can take a Leeds to water, but you can't make them get 3 points. They're shite. Right, Chelsea beat Leeds, and people acting like, oh, Chelsea had to overcome this press. When you've got 11 Championship players sprinting after the ball, and you think you're hard because you score goals against them. They're what, are they bottom half of the table? People talking about Leeds like the next Leeds. And it makes me sick, because no one will ever be that 2001 Leeds team. They were brilliant.
Did you see Timo Werner missing Sears?
I see it every week, mate. I see it every week.
Marshall.
Shane Long, I told you, he's a blonde, German Shane Long, and nothing more. And yes, he'll get 20 goals this season, but I would if you put me up front for Chelsea.
The Aryan Shane Long, you
Yeah.
say?
Oliver Giroud plays way better. What's his name, the other striker they got?
Oh, he's actually really good.
Giroud.
The only reason Arsenal let him go is because at that time they brought in that guy.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they wouldn't have let him go.
Danny Wells.
I mean, the German is still scoring goals, Timo Werner. He has contributed something to Chelsea's season.
Yeah.
One that I would say hasn't contributed anything to Chelsea's season apart from a hat-trick against Barnsley.
Kai Havertz.
What's going on with him?
Well, he's 6'2", which is nice.
I'm 6'2".
Like I said, it's nice. But that's not enough. And yes, he can score with both feet and he's good in the air and he's only going to improve with age. But for now, let's criticise him and say he's been shit.
Yeah.
Because he
Agenda.
has.
Agenda.
He's the most expensive signing. He was, 80 million? That's Harry Maguire money, mate. Just think, Chelsea fans, you spent 80 million on Kai Havertz. For that money, you could have got the best centre-back in the league, Harry Maguire. Arsenal! Time for our weekly segment on this show, Adam, called The Weekly Farsnal. Play jingle. Farsnal of the week. Arsenal have lost again. And the thing with Arsenal is, every week we come on the show and we know that they haven't won because they don't shoot. So we know they haven't won. It's have they drawn 0-0 or have they lost? And on this occasion, they came up against the second best manager that the Premier League has ever seen in Jose Mourinho. Would you agree?
The second best Premier League manager ever. Yes, I would agree.
And they got done. And Heung-min Son is passing it in from 30 yards.
Yeah, I would agree.
Passing it in from 30 yards. Harry Kane scores without doing anything all of a sudden. Again, they have all the shots, all the passes, all the possession, but they don't ever score.
They are well and truly in Moyes territory. And even in an interview a week or so ago, he was like, well, we just need to get more crosses into the box.
That'll do.
Crosses.
Yeah.
What is this culture change at Arsenal?
Eddie and
Have their
Nketiah
culture
to
changed
score you
into
40
Stoke?
goals a year? Yeah, exactly. I don't know what culture it is, but it's those cultures that grow at the bottom of a yogurt pot when you leave it in your room, I think. That kind of cultures. Yeah, mate. You get some pretty epic highs off those things if you huff an old yogurt pot.
You're like Lisa Simpson, where you made a little town in your yogurt pot, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. A dome home, I like to call it. A little dome home for all the bacterions that live in my gaff.
And Arsenal's players are much like bacterion. They're just hanging around, not doing much.
Single-celled.
Yeah, just shit.
Yeah, they are pretty poor.
Aubameyang signed a new deal on 700 grand a week.
Yeah, he's pulled them right
He's
off
absolutely doing nothing. Mesut Ozil, 700 grand a week, doing nothing.
800, I think.
Is it 800 grand a week, doing nothing? Arsene Wenger still gets 800 grand a week.
Yep.
Does nothing because obviously naming rights. Arsenal name themselves after him.
Yep.
So I don't quite know what's going on over there at Arsenal.
It's fun though, isn't it? The pressure is mounting on Arteta a little bit now, but it's taken a while, hasn't it? We discussed
Energy.
If you haven't seen that video, we're gonna have to put a clip to it in now. Tottenham fan talking like this.
Energy.
Why does he say that energy like that over and over again?
I don't know, but it's my motto. When I feel things are going down on this show, we have to just.
Which never happens.
Energy.
Yeah.
Brings it back.
Arsenal crap? Yes or no?
They are crap.
Why are they so bad? Why do you think they're so bad? And I know they've got bad players and a bad manager and bad fans and like a bad attitude and all of the things that you would want to be good about a football club. It's bad.
And not Michael Jackson bad.
No. Other than having every single thing wrong with the club you could possibly have, what's going wrong at Arsenal?
Shit manager.
Said that.
Players that aren't arsed. Shit fans. Said
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
The worst.
Sacked Gunnosaurus.
Yep.
Fellow.
Gunnosaurus, he works in Tesco. What do you think to that? Came
There'll
up
be
with that on the
thousands
spot.
of reds and we'll be pissed at our heads
Don't worry
because
about
United are going to Moscow. Yeah. Follow. God. To make matters worse for Arsenal, Thomas Partey injured himself. Bear in mind, when he was at Atletico Madrid, he had no injuries ever. Comes to Arsenal, gets 2 in a week. And then he's walking off the pitch injured. His manager forces him back on.
Get off!
He
Get
runs
back on
and stops and thinks, no, fuck it, I have injured.
And then Tottenham score. Quite a beautiful sequence of events you see from the touchline.
Do you know what that reminds me of? When I played football with Stephen Howson at Carrington.
What, and he pushed you back on the pitch?
No, you see when Partey runs on and then runs off again? That was Steve's full match.
Was it?
Yeah, he just ran on. Oh, yeah, ran on.
Hamstrings gone, lads. You blame Arteta for that? Or do you just think he's panicking at the moment, pushes him in?
You need, for example, if Thomas Partey is playing for Jose Mourinho, he either he's never seen a gain for walking off the pitch like that, or 2, he's in the mentality where I'm going to fight till I have to get carried off, and he stays on a pitch. So I think it's maybe a mentality thing of the team that is reflected in him, but also he could have seriously been injured. And there is, if he's got a groin, hamstring, like, and it's pulled, there's no point sprinting back. Like, imagine Arteta's pushed him on, he sprints, pops it fully.
Is that for 6 months, like Harry Kane was with his hamstring?
Like, it's actually quite mental.
Arteta spoke on this subject and he said, I wanted him on the pitch, doing whatever he could for the team in that situation. No one expected him not to be in that position. But you got to expect injuries a little bit in these sorts of games. I do, in fairness to Arteta, I do kind of understand that, like, oh, he's panicking, shit, they're counter-attacking, just fucking do something. I kind of get that, and I could see Jose doing something like that, quite honestly. But it is mad, though, isn't it? It's also mad. Ian Wright, speaking of mad things that have been said or done, Ian Wright said a couple of months ago that Man United would be title contenders if Mckola Arteta was in charge.
What he meant was in the Championship.
Yeah, Championship. They could definitely, I think this United team, if we had Arteta, would just, I think we'd probably make the playoffs in the Championship, but I think we could even challenge for the title. I think he's right. Arteta said, I'm still trying to figure out what Arsenal's style and way of playing is going forward. That's something.
But they had a philosophy.
That's something a pundit should be saying, not the manager.
But they had a culture.
Yeah. Told you, it's in the bottom of a fucking yogurt pot, mate.
Also, those pesky Scousers won again. Looks like they're cruising to another title, aren't they?
Why do they have to do this? They've got all these injuries and they keep going on about them. But you can't go on about all your injuries when you win all the time. Fucking Wolves as well. Should have scored. Connor Cody had a great chance to score. He missed it. 2 seconds later, Liverpool scored.
And they should have had a penalty.
Absolute disgrace. And then Klopp. Ooh, look at me. The fans are back and I've noticed. Punch in the air. Going, tapping his little tit and that. Forget it, mate.
I feel like Klopp feels forced to do that. Because it's always the same 3, isn't it? It's never one, big one.
No. Or like a...
It's always... What is it? Synchronised.
Synchronised swimming.
Coordinated.
It's rubbish.
Yeah.
Get over yourself, mate. This is what I think to Klopp when he's doing that.
Just want to be popular as the new boss. Oh, love me. Pathetic.
That's Klopp going up to the fans. Oh, love me. Pathetic. So, David Brent there, summarising, I think, what most United fans think about Jurgen Klopp's little outbursts that he has.
He is still the best manager in the world, unfortunately.
Finally then, Sheffield United 1, Leicester City 2. They've done it again.
Jamie Vardy, did you say?
Jamie Vardy, he's gone, bloody had one big party, hasn't he? 90th minute and that. He's gone and had a big bastard party on Sheffield United. I don't mind Sheffield United, we've talked about this before. I don't mind them. They're from roughly near where I grew up. I like Sheffield United to a certain extent. But you've got to be doing more than 1 point in 10 games, lads.
They're going down.
They're going down and it's
They're
not
going
right.
down hard.
Jamie Vardy kicking corner flags out of football.
Oh, man.
What do you think to
that? It was a great celebration. Obviously, I think some weird people have twisted it into their own meaning online. And I obviously don't think he saw what the flag was and thought, let me break this. I don't think that went through his mind, although it is Jamie Vardy. So I think it was a great celebration.
It was a good celebration. What I liked about it is how the corner flag shattered.
That's what I...
It's like this corner flag was made out of
done that
sugar
if he
paper or
wanted
something.
to.
Nah.
Like, try to do that. Shatter it.
Glass corner flags.
And then he put it back in the ground as well.
Disgusting.
It was almost like a weird version of... Do you remember Graham Souness in the middle of the pitch in Turkey planting the flag in?
We're going to have to see a clip of that.
It was almost like a weird version of Jamie Vardy just putting it back in.
It was very good. I'm annoyed that Leicester won because they stay above Manchester United in the table. Sheffield United rooted to the foot, the base, the seat, the trough. What's this bit?
The big, dirty, stinking base.
The big, dirty, stinking base of the Premier League table. Languishing on 1 point. They're gone, as we've said, aren't they? Better than Arteta.
Here's a game. Better than Arteta, right.
Diddle, 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 diddle.
Right. Chris Wilder. Better than Arteta.
Sorry, I didn't wait for you to finish. Better than Arteta.
Bing! Correct.
Next up.
Slaven Bilic. Better than Arteta?
Adam. You know what? No, he's better than Arteta.
He's correct.
Come on!
Sean Dyche. Better than Arteta.
Is that more?
Remember,
more
if you get this one right, you definitely win £100.
You definitely win 1 season managing Arsenal. Can you give me the question again, please?
Sean Dyche. Is he better than Arteta? Yes or no?
Can you use Sean Dyche in a sentence, please?
Sean Dyche is better than Arteta.
Adam, I'm going to say that he's better than Arteta. Thank the Chelsea fan behind the camera for turning
We've got 2 more to go in this week's Mckola.
2 more to go. Bloody hell, I thought it was 3.
Next week, we'll find out if you can get through the second round. This is the first round. We've got 2 more to go.
Okay.
Right, strap yourself in. Scott Parker.
I'm so nervous.
He of Fulham.
Yeah.
Formerly of Charlton, Chelsea,
pressure, man.
and England. Scott Parker, is he better than Arteta? And I've got to tell you, the clock is ticking.
Surely he's not. I mean, he's only ever managed in the Championship. He did get promoted, I suppose. Arteta's never. He's better than Arteta!
Woo! You got that one right as well. Right, 1 more. If you get this, you're on next week's show.
Come on.
All right?
Come on!
Now, the 20 quid, that's safe. Yeah? This is to get through to next week.
This is to get, and do I get a day in Gunnosaurus' outfit?
You get a day in Gunnosaurus.
Fabulous. Absolutely fabulous.
Graham Potter. Is he better than Arteta, Joe?
Potter, isn't he? Yeah. J.K. Rowling character. I'm not... Is he even a real... Graham Potter, is he a real person? Adam?
Time's ticking, Joe.
He's better than Arteta.
And that's the right answer! Oh, God. Congratulations, Joe.
I've lost it.
Oh, God. Congratulations to Joe Smith. He's through to next week's Better Than Arteta on the Premier League piss take. And if you want to see whether he can get through to the penultimate round of Better Than Arteta, where he could be winning a chance to manage Arsenal, then make sure you're hitting that subscribe button, like, comment, share, and all that good stuff. Joe, if you got anything to add to today's show?
I'm just freaking overwhelmed, man. I just didn't think I'd get this far. All 5 questions. I can't believe this answers with this. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming. And you might be coming in Gunnosaurus soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.